on YouTube? It's Nerdy Gainer. Welcome to my channel, and if this is your first time here, I hope you can hit that like and subscribe button if you're into the content that I provide. So today we're going to be discussing a new series on this channel, and it's going to be Black Clover. Oh, I love this. But before we get this started, let's get some details out of the way. We're going to be ranking the Midnight Sun, and this is going to be from weakest to strongest. And huge spoiler warning ahead. Because if you're not caught up to at least episode 100-ish on Black Clover, you're gonna be shocked, especially when it comes to Licked. So now that all of the minor details are out of the way, let's get this started. Alright, so before we get this started, guys, I'm mainly gonna be ranking the main powerhouses from the Midnight Sun. So if you don't know who they are, it's gonna be Vero the Despair, Fauna the Hateful, Raya the Disloyal, and the leader, Patri. I'm also going to be ranking these characters pre-resurrection when they still had their third eye. Mainly because there isn't enough feats in the anime or the manga when it comes to post-resurrection. So now that we got all of that out the way, let's get this started. Coming in at last place, we have Fauna the Hateful. Starting off with Fauna's magic type, she has Crystal Magic, Fire Magic, and Spirit Magic. Crystal and Fire Magic are pretty self-explanatory. But Spirit Magic is when a person bonds with an elemental spirit. When this happens, the spirit enhances the user's mana tremendously, as well as giving them new spells to call upon. And the spirit that Fauna possesses is the Fire Spirit Salamander. When it comes to spells, Fauna has Recovery Magic Phoenix Robe. This is a spell that lets Fauna heal herself by covering her entire body in flames, and if given enough time, could completely heal from most injuries. Crystal Creation Magic Harpy. This is when a huge amount of crystals is created in the shape of a sword and thrown all at once at a designated target. Spirit Magic Salamander's Breath. This is when the Fire Spirit Salamander releases a blast of fire from its mouth. This being so hot that before Salamander was fully developed, it was still capable of melting Captain Nozelle's Mercury Magic. And later on, even overloading Ladros with mana. And if y'all didn't know, Ladros' whole stick is absorbing other people's magic, so that should really speak volumes. Fauna's last spell is Spirit Magic Salamander's Talon. The Fire Spirit Salamander cloaks his claws in fire, then swipes, sending a massive fire attack. With this attack, Salamander completely decimated a big chunk of a forest, and even broke through Noelle's Sea Dragon's lair. So if I'm not mistaken, no one has ever been able to do that up until this point. So with all of these feats, why is she in last place? Well, in my opinion, she doesn't have enough firepower to beat the other Third Eye members. Yes, she did overload Ladros with mana, but he wasn't physically hurt. All he did was just take in too much mana. As a matter of fact, Ladros was up the next episode asking for more like nothing even happened. Even Asta completely deflected most of Fauna's attacks. From Harpy to even Salamander's Breath like it was nothing. Hell, Mars tanked some attacks without blocking and was still standing. So I don't see Fauna doing enough damage to the other members, especially if we seen Vero survive a Sea Dragon's roar head on, and we seen Raya handle one of the biggest L's in anime from Mereoleona.
He needs some milk!
If that's not enough, Asta even states that Vero is much faster and has better senses than Fauna. And when it comes to the other members, we seen Patri match the Wizard King in speed, and even Raya react to some of Mereoleona's attacks. So if base Asta can sneak up and tag Fauna, anyone on this list could do the same thing, but they'll actually go for the killing blow, unlike Asta. Coming in third place, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all are gonna disagree with me, but it has to be Raya the Disloyal. Starting off with Raya's magic type, he has Copy Magic. This allows Raya to copy any spell he wants by touching the target's grimoire. And trust me, this dude has copied so many spells, he could make Kakashi jealous. The only downside is he can only use one magic type at a time, unlike his post-resurrection version. Starting off with his spells, Raya has Dark Magic Lightless Slash. After swiping his sword, a wave of powerful dark magic is sent at a target. This wave is even capable of absorbing spells like light magic. Raya has even matched the original owner of this spell, Yami, in an all-out lightless slash duel, and negated most of Captain Charlotte's attacks. The funny thing is, Raya wasn't trying at all in both of these occasions. Raya even has light magic that he took from Patri, like light magic healing light particles. This is when Raya surrounds himself with light and heals himself. And if given enough time, he can heal from most injuries. With this spell, Raya fully recovered from 2 of Mereoleona's attacks. Like, just look at this hit.
Oh yeah?
I like it, cut G.
Another one of Raya's spells is Light Magic, Light Swords of Conviction. This is another spell that Raya stole from Patri. This is when Raya creates multiple shards of light and sends them all at once at incredibly fast speeds. And that's not even the end of it. Raya has a lot more that I can't name at the moment just because it's so long. This dude even has Salamander's Breath and a bunch more spells like water spells, lightning spells, and even permeation spells. But with a huge arsenal, why does Raya come in third place? Well, it's pretty simple. There's a lack of feats. And the only ones he does have is when he was fighting Merliona. But if I'm being honest, that wasn't a fight at all. Raya completely lost and got all of his attacks countered, even with his third eye open. I can also see characters like Vero and Patri reacting to most of Raya's hits, since Raya even made a direct comparison to Merliona and Vero when it comes to reaction time. Plus, Patri was tagging the Wizard King multiple times, so I can see him overwhelming Raya with constant, fast attacks, just like Merliona did. Possibly even easier than her. The thing is, we don't know how powerful Raya's attacks are, since Merliona basically swatted every single one of his attacks like they were flies, so I can't at all put him any higher on this list. Taking the second place spot, we have Vero the Despair. Vero's magic type is Beast Magic. This is magic that gives Vero the ability to enhance his physical attributes by shaping his mana into an animal of his choosing and using their main characteristics. When it comes to spells, Vero has Beast Magic Bear Claw. This is when mana is concentrated around Vero's arm in the shape of a bear claw, allowing his punches to deal far more damage than they usually would. With this spell, Vero broke Yami's sword, one-shotted Gio, the strongest mage in the underwater temple, and even ripped off Kyoto's leg like it was nothing. So I'm confident Vero would do some serious damage to any Midnight Sun member if this hit landed. Beast Magic Rhinoceros Armor. Mana surrounds Vero in the shape of a rhino, allowing him to tank many strong attacks. Like when Vero completely shut down Gio's strongest attack, Sea God's Hammer, like it was child's play. Beast Magic Cheetah Charge. Mana is concentrated around Vero's feet in the shape of a cheetah, allowing him to run much faster and blitz slower opponents. Vero can even read Ki, allowing him to predict and react to attacks a lot faster than he normally would. He could even find people that use permeation magic, like Poisat's Invisible Scout, making it incredibly difficult to sneak up or even land a hit on Vero. But whenever Vero wants to get serious, he opens up his third eye, giving him the ability to use Demon Beast Magic. With this, he can regenerate an entire missing arm, Piccolo style, and shoot a blast on par to Noel's Sea Dragon's Roar. I put Vero in second place because in my opinion, he has far better quality feats compared to the ones under him. Like tanking Magna and Lux combo spell head on, surviving Noel's Sea Dragon's Roar, beating Gio, Kakuno, Kyoto, Magna, Luck, and even taking Asta's arms out of commission. Also, not to mention being stated that he has far better senses than Fauna, and directly being compared to the most OP captain, Merliona, when it comes to reaction time. This man is unstoppable, and I have not seen enough from Fauna or Raya. And what we have seen from them was just most of their attacks being tanked or countered. I could see Vero doing the same thing, seeing as how he survived being stabbed by Asta's anti-magic sword and took a Sea Dragon's Roar head on. Vero also has attack spells that would deal damage to anyone on this list, like his Bear Claw or his Demon Magic that was depicted to be close or on par with Noel's Sea Dragon's Roar, making me believe that Vero is capable of taking out any Midnight Sun member, but
surprise, motherfucker,
except for one. Coming in and taking the number 1 spot, we have Patri, the leader of the Midnight Sun. Patri uses light magic, one of the fastest types of magic in the verse, and with this comes a bunch of super fast spells like light magic, bright judgment whip. This is when Patri manifests a whip made of light and swings it at incredibly fast speeds. With this, he tagged Yami and even the Wizard King himself, Julius. And if y'all don't know, the Wizard King is so fast, he dodged a combined attack from 5 senior level mages. So if Patri can catch him, then he's definitely tagging anyone on this list. Light Shaft of Divine Punishment. This is when Patri concentrates a sphere of light until it engulfs his entire body, then releases it all at once into a beam. This attack being so powerful, Yami had no way to counter it, even though Asta was there with his 2 anti-magic swords. And we seen Asta deflect Salamander's breath, and even withstand Vero's beam of demon magic. So this makes me believe that this spell is possibly stronger than both of those attacks. Light Magic, Arrows of Judgment. This is when Patri rains down a massive amount of blades, spanning so far it covers the entire Clover Kingdom. And this is actually an insane feat because the Clover Kingdom is the size of an entire country. Like, just let that soak in. Patri has other spells, like ones that can help him teleport, or some we previously discussed with Raya, like light magic, healing light particles, and light swords of conviction. So why did I put Patri in first place? It's because even though Patri says the third eye is stronger than even him, none of them have ever beaten a captain, let alone the actual Wizard King. Patri has enough mana to cast a spell that covers the entire Clover Kingdom, and some that can one-shot a captain. None of the third eye has ever shown coming close to this amount of power. And when it comes to speed, Patri moves so fast, he was able to tag the Wizard King. And I know the Wizard King was holding back, but even still, he's much faster and stronger than all of the other Magic Knights, even when holding back, especially Mereoleona. And we've seen what she did to Raya, making me believe that Patri could easily tag and blitz the other members, since most of them got hit by base Asta and the Black Bulls. None of the third eye has ever shown having that much speed, let alone using country level attacks. So in my opinion, Patri would wipe the floor with the third eye, due to his far better speed and tremendous magic reserves. Thanks for watching to the end, guys. I hope you can comment y'all's opinions on who would win, because I know a lot of people would disagree with my rankings. Also, I'm gonna be trying to do a lot more anime, so you're probably gonna be seeing a lot more Black Clover. I'm hoping of putting a Haikyuu video up next, and I'm really just gonna be putting out more things instead of just Fate. Also, most importantly, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more content just like this.